Hey, is that too funny to serious, family? What's popping your heard, man? You know what we here, man. Drew Story. Go check him out. I'm gonna be putting down his Facebook right here, so y'all can go get some prices on that. Add him as a friend, just so you may get a deal, maybe get a deal or two. You know what I'm saying? So, but remember, go check him out for real though. Hat is real nice, man. I'm really effing with it. You know what I'm saying? But go find out what he got: hoodies, shirts, hats, beanies, whatever y'all need, man. Go check him out. Families, all throughout family sizes, kids, toddlers, whatever y'all need. Go check him out. But hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Write me down in the comment section because we're doing giveaways. So stay tuned, like, comment, share, subscribe, and welcome to the channel. Too funny, too serious. Let's get it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's your boy Miguel, and we back with another episode of Toxic versus Healthy. You already know y'all gave us 420 views on the first podcast that we did about it, so thank y'all for tuning in. Over 82K in the first almost 2 months. Thank y'all for showing much love. 170 subscribers. Keep showing mad love. We're doing a big giveaway. We just haven't had an opportunity of going live for you guys and giving you guys the details about it, but once we have a day that we can all be on a live stream, we will give you guys the information about it. Once again, as y'all know, don't forget Drew Story. You know what I'm saying? Hats, shirts, hoodies, whatever y'all need. The man right here up above my screen right here, he can give y'all info about that. His name will be down in the description. Hit him up on Facebook, and he can give you prices on whatever you purchase you want to make. But doing the part 2, we will be covering a little bit more on the toxic side, and then we will also be giving you guys on how to keep a healthy relationship, so on and so forth. But let's start off. How do you know your relationship with the person is toxic? It could be family, friends, or even a partner. I say with a partner. If you
you mean like toxic with the partner, or just
like I think we should just like how do you know your relationship is toxic? I would just say
if keep lying. If the lies just continue, that's really toxic.
And also, if you got to check that person's phone, that relationship is toxic.
Toxic is more based off of manipulation and gaslighting.
And guilt trip.
That's gaslighting. That's gaslighting. Basically, when they just manipulation is just more to the form of them projecting their insecurities and their things that they need to work on onto you to make you feel like there is something that you're doing wrong in the relationship. Not taking accountability for the things that they're doing wrong in the relationship that you're bringing up, letting it be known that it's a problem in the relationship. And I say that not just for personal relationships and romantic relationships. Manipulation happens in family relationships. It happens in friendship relationships. It's a big thing to call anyone your friend or your family member nowadays. There's secret animosity. There's secret envy. A lot of people are still people. And what I mean by still people is that they're still in the same position that they were in years ago, or don't want to move forward, or don't want to grow, and they try to manipulate you or make you feel guilty about moving forward in your life and doing things that is benefiting you. So a lot of that is projection. A lot of people project a lot of their trauma and a lot of their things that they need to work on onto the next person because they don't want to look into the mirror.
I would say, like I said, I would consider myself an introvert. And when you spend a lot of time by yourself and not saying much, it's easy for you to see things a lot clearly. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, these days I can see right through people. It seems like people getting a lot more faker, doing things only for their benefit. I would say that to be the reason why people are moving the way they're moving now. It's all for their own benefit, even if that means they got to step on a couple toes and stab a couple backs. That's why
it's no loyalty anymore. Like there's really that's
a whole nother podcast. You don't even want to get me started on that. Like nobody believes in loyalty no more. Mm-mm. They got their own versions of what loyalty is, and that's not what it is. It's like some people feel like, hey, I can be, they could just say it. I'm loyal, but I still want to do it this way.
Right.
Still want to move this way. I still want to say stuff this way. I still want to act this way. And that's why I keep my distance. Sometimes I can come off as I don't know what you want to call that. I don't want to say judgmental. That'd probably be the wrong word, but I'm so easy to critique everything. I just catch everything. Like I said, I hate that I'm 10 steps ahead of myself all the time, and I can spot bullshit from a mile away, up close and far away. So people ask me all the time, why Blair? Why you don't ever really see him at functions? Why you ain't really see him hanging out? Why you don't see him with a whole bunch of his homeboys? I got homeboys, but how many times have them came to the house?
Like when you had your boys' night.
Yeah, but was you here? Yeah, I don't like. These guys, I'm cool with them, but at the same time, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I got a third eye open. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but nowadays, you just can't trust anybody, not even like family, bro.
I don't
even say that because.
And sometimes I feel like I do need to work on that. The whole like distance thing. You can't distance everybody from your life, but at the same time, as soon as you step outside, that's when somebody want to be on some bullshit, and then you back to not trusting people again.
Yep.
Everybody has. Let's just put it like this. I think the biggest, as far as like family wise, for me, I'm speaking from experience. It's more people have their own expectations of what your life should be, of what you should be doing with yourself, and that's based off of, again, tradition, customs, the way they were brought up, the way they were this. That they have to understand. Our life is completely different. The world as they knew it ain't the same anymore. The world that we live in and how much harder it is for us to how much more we have to grind, how much more expensive everything is, how much more everything is that, you know, we have to learn to adapt to the world that we're living in. And they haven't, you know, it's just the expectations of you're supposed to be this way, you're supposed to be that way. They don't even know the amount of pressure we already are in this world, on top of their expectations and their pressures of us as well. It makes anybody breaks, you know, and it's just like we're, you know, for me, I was raised to be, there is no breaking. You strong, you make it through whatever. And it's like, you hit to this standpoint now where you're trying to do everything on your own. And it's just like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be strong all the time. I don't want to be a warrior all the time. Like even your strongest people need somebody. And because I don't have friends and I don't really have people that I could talk to, it's like
you're kind of only by yourself.
Yeah, I'm out here by myself. You know,
can we honestly say that the term when people say blood is thicker than water, is it actually true nowadays or no?
No, ain't shit thicker than nothing.
Hell no. And I don't care. Listen, I'm gonna let somebody else go. I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos. No, but no, but seriously, before anybody else go, I have to get this out. You brought that. That's a good point you brought about. Do we believe blood is thicker than water? Hell no. Because the fact of the matter is, I don't give a damn who feathers are ruffled. I'm saying it right here in front of everybody to hear. And whoever from my family members catch this video, they take it how they want to. I'm about to just say it. I don't give a damn. We talking about the whole loyalty thing and toxic shit. I don't give a damn. I got family members that's another reason why I kind of keep my distance from them, and I see them when I see them. I wouldn't say I'm a jealous person and I'm like scared for my woman to meet people, but there is actual niggas in my family who I call supposed to be my family. They would hop in any girl I would bring to them. They would hop in her fucking face. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? They would try to hop in her face and try to.
And this happened.
You feel what I'm saying? If y'all know where I'm going with this.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Like, bro, fuck out of here. You cannot. And the reason why I'm getting so like uptight about it is because I would never do that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
We can't continue expecting ourselves out of people.
Exactly.
Like one of the biggest lessons that I'm like learning right now is I always say I would never treat you like this. I would never do this. I'm talking about me.
Right.
You could do that because that's the type of person that you are. But me, I keep expecting myself out of people because I have loyalty. I have respect. I have these things. But I'm out here walking around like everybody got that shit and they don't.
Right.
So it hits different.
It's crazy because I would say this stuff, and I guarantee you, if any of the dudes in my family would see this video, they'd be like, "Well, he ain't talking about me." That's exactly who I'm talking to. I mean, if you probably saying he ain't talking to me, then I'm probably talking to you.
Right.
So like that's how much the snakery is in my family. Like if I bring her to a function and say if I fucking leave for like an hour, some of the niggas in my family would take it upon themselves to try to jump in her fucking face.
Right.
It's like that in my family.
Oh yeah, it's like that in my family. Don't get
Like
it too
they would try to jump in her fucking face. So what are we talking about here? Toxic loyalty? Bullshit. None of that shit exists no more. And he's supposed to be my family. You would think that, right? Because they got the title. That don't mean shit no more.
Right.
That don't mean shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's your own family members that don't even want to see you win. It's your own family members that don't want to see you grow. Like, it's so crazy. To me, I feel like for my family, I feel like they only support you when they on top. When you on top, everything's great because they on top. When everyone is all on top together, everyone is great. But when people are falling and you still on top and you still pushing and still trying to make things and still got goals and still trying to be driven, it's all this other shade, extra shit. Oh, you trying to show out? You trying to do this? No, I'm just trying to do me. Right. That's all it is. Like, you got to figure out what's going on in your life. You know, at the end of the day, we are family, but we all still have individual lives to live. We still all got individual goals, individual things, individual life experiences, everything. We all venture off. That's the whole point. And then come together as a whole to be like, man, dog, I'm proud of us. Like, we doing this, we doing that. But you can't even do that anymore. Everything is secret animosities, the secret jealousy, secret everything. And it's like, why do I even have to talk about you? Why do I even have to express this?
That's probably half of the reason why my family, the niggas in my family would go that route, because it's out of jealousy. Right. I feel like it would be out of jealousy. I don't mean to brag or boast, but I'm sorry. For the most part, I probably had a 1% where I didn't bring the baddest girl home. But for the most part, I didn't bring nothing home less than a 9. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that for the rest of the niggas in my family. They didn't really do that. So that's what you said about the jealousy thing. 9 out of 10, they probably try to talk to my piece because out of jealousy. Right. It's probably out of jealousy. And I have to make this disclaimer. I am not worried about no nigga taking my girl. It's just the principle of these is supposed to be my family. You know what I'm saying? That's just all I'm saying. But go ahead. Somebody else go.
No, as you were saying about that your family, you know, was trying to be in all your girls' face. Mine was the opposite. None of my like female family or nobody in my family came at my niggas. My niggas went to my family. Mm-hmm. Like I had certain exes that was trying to talk to a family member, and obviously that family member did tell me, because her loyalty is to me, which was Emily, by the way. Mm-hmm. He was trying to talk to her, and she was like, "No, this ain't that. Like, that's supposed to be your girl, right. Or you used to fuck with. You gonna try to come at me? That's not how it goes." But you know, other certain family members, they did acknowledge, they was acknowledging that person and was trying to like flirt, but that's still disrespectful because you supposed to be my blood, not that nigga. Right. So that's why I feel like, you know, there's no respect and no loyalty when it comes to certain family members.
It's just like a lot of people look at it as it's like, okay, you know that saying, if you could get my nigga or whatever the case, he was never for me. I wholeheartedly believe that, of course. But when it comes to family, like at this standpoint, like
that's low, bro.
You that's too low. Like you went below the belt. Like you doing too much. And the crazy thing is the family, even friends, cause trust me, even friends.
Oh, let me get on that one.
Even friends will do it behind your back. They talking about your relationship, making you feel like you with the wrong nigga just because they really like them, just because they really want to be with them. Like everybody's scandalous out here, and it's just so crazy because it's like why are we even like this? Like where and it all comes down to the way you were brought up and the toxic shit that you don't want to deal with inside yourself. Right. It is self-reflection. A lot of people don't want to take accountability for how they move and the things that they do in their life, so they can understand why they're reacting this way, to why are they doing stuff, you know, like why do I go after my bitch's friends, or why don't I see her really as a friend? Like, why do I do this and why do I do that? You got to check within yourself, because at the end of the day, when you doing that to all the people around you, you are going to end up alone, but you're not going to end up alone because nobody wants to fuck with you because of the shit that you're doing, not because you're not, you know, you're just a person that's just alone.
Real quick, if I okay, I'm with her, right? I don't even care what nobody say. It's not that big a deal. This is just rules that I've made for myself, because I told you my favorite saying is if I don't want it done to me, I'm not doing it. I don't even try to make the conversations with like her family or friends too damn long.
Right.
I'm just like, yo, I don't even want it to look like what it even
Let's
looks.
just put this shit into play. You send me a friend request. What was the first thing I did? I hit up Lenita.
Just like Stephanie. Remember Stephanie Mighty Cruz did the same thing.
I hit up Lenita and I said, listen, I know why he's sending her a friend request. That's fine. Like, I don't care. I don't mind being your social media friend. I don't. I just check in where I need to check in. I don't want to cross boundaries. I don't cross boundaries. I show my respect where it needs to be shown. And at the end of the day, I also know I am a single woman and I post what I want to do on my social media. So again, like I said, I made it known and I said that, you know, that's just what it is. I was cool. I will accept the friend request. I'll do whatever. We could be friends on social media. Just know that I came to the person I needed to come to first to show that, all right, make sure you know that this is what we're doing. This is what we're moving forward. We agree with it. Most people look at that like, oh, they trying to say that they want my man want her. Like, no, it's just respect. It's just out of respect. It's not nothing because of none of that. I just want to make sure that me and my cousin, we on one accord. I don't care about what the fuck you got going on. I don't care what you're doing. Me and my cousin need to be on one accord because I don't play that.
Right.
But that's also, I respond that way because I've also had people who have been friends with the dudes that I was talking to or whatever the case might be, and they low key off in the cut, talking to them, having conversations with them, being disrespectful, doing stuff like that. I don't have time for that.
I can say me personally, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Emily or Miguel, anybody. Your phone. I didn't know your phone. I don't think I've ever like was cool with one of your exes besides my brother, you know who I'm talking about, or had their number. If correct me if I'm wrong, because I never,
That was two.
My brother. And who's the other?
No.
I don't remember the other one. But anyway,
funny because
I never like,
and like people can't read lips.
Well, to me personally, but like I never did that because at the end of the day, that's disrespect. That's like disrespecting. That's crossing boundaries. But what I really hate the most when it comes to family and friends, when you fall off with a family member or a friend, why the fuck do they want to spread out your motherfucker's deepest, darkest secrets? Like to this day,
that's how it is.
I got secrets to this day that my ex-friends used to tell me, and I ain't never said nothing. Why the fuck do they got to do that shit to?
Because they were never your friend.
But it goes for family members too. Family members did it too. Like, oh, I got some shit that you did in 1995. Bitch, that shit was, talk about what I'm doing now. Oh, you did this. Damn.
Keep going.
I'm saying, like, you did this, you did that, but like, why the fuck family members and friends want to like throw your past against you or like say secrets that you trust them to not to say nothing, but they just want to like. I ain't never get that. That's toxic as fuck. I hate that shit with a passion. I hate it, and it goes for adults too.
Yeah, I feel like that's what Emily was talking about. Like they must not really been your friends, and the whole family member thing. I feel like I said, it could just be on some. I feel like low key, like family members, they probably do it because they like Emily said, they ain't got nothing going on in their life. They bored. They just want something to talk about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they just be bored out of their mind. Hey,
or really, they like. I think I could touch base on like what you were saying. Like people really use you just for their own benefits. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like once you kind of catch on to what they're doing, and y'all really not fucking with each other, then they want to get that one up on you type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can say that with family and friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do me. With this whole thing, and there's just shit that shouldn't be said. You know what I'm saying? Towards me, because I'm trying to put everybody on. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal. Even there's some friends that I'm trying to put on this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's people that I barely know that I'm trying to do shit with just to grow as a whole thing, or even before that, there's people that hate on you for no reason. But when you're doing something that's beneficial for them and you doing stuff that's gonna help them, then they're not so worried about that you're doing better than them. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Right.
They only worried about, we doing better. It's just not I'm doing better. It's just we doing better. But once y'all not fucking with each other, then it's like, he think he all this just because now we're not really fucking with each other, and that's just not how shit should be.
Right.
Dog, I've had family members kind of come at my neck because who I'm dating. Like I'm when I met her, do you know it was two guys in my family that wanted to get at her. You know, we was friends first. So, you know, we was just friends first. Two guys in my family wanted her. They both came at me and was like, yo, what's up with her? What's up with her? I was like, I don't know. Go ask her. You know what I mean? I ain't no hater. I was like, all right, go ask her. Go ahead and shoot and see if you miss her or you make it.
Right.
I guess she felt like neither one of them niggas wasn't talking about shit. So then when they found out that me and her, you know what I'm saying, finally made something happen, they was kind of looking at me like, bro, like, what the hell? How you do that on some how you do that, bro? Like what she see that she don't see in us type shit. And then, you know, that's where kind of like I felt like a little bit of animosity came out of that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, they both was at her, but she curved both of them and then she still end up, you know what I'm saying, making something happen with me.
Now it's like a little bit uncomfortableness when I like go to a family.
It's a little awkward.
When I see them, I'll be like, he was just trying to talk to me. He was just trying to do this. And if y'all know who it is, y'all be shocked. You'd be like, what? Yes. Like that shit is so weird. And then they still, I wouldn't say they still, but one of them is like, no.
It's a little awkward.
Yeah, it's weird.
All right. So now that we kind of covered, how do you know your relationship with a friend, family member, or partner is toxic? How do you keep a healthy relationship, and how do you know if it's healthy?
This goes for like relationships, family, friends.
Yeah, family, friends, relationship, whatever.
The number one thing, a lot of people say is communication, which it is. But
I think communication is probably the biggest.
It is the biggest. But I feel like for me, the number one thing, it should be taking responsibility for your actions. When someone is communicating what is, going on with their feelings and stuff like that, a lot of people, including me, become defensive, and they become, there's a lot of things that you may not understand or whatever the case might be. Obviously, if someone's trying to manipulate you to, like, and they're projecting and trying to make you feel like, oh, you're doing this and you're not, that's obviously something different. But when someone is willing to talk to you and you value that relationship, whether it be with your parents, your friends, or whoever you're with, a personal relationship, when you value that, it is something within for you to understand that you hurt them or you've done something to them, and you have to take accountability for your actions. You cannot sit here and play boo-boo the fool and act like everything that you're doing, like you're just the perfect person and everything is someone else's fault, because it's just not that. You'll never move forward. You will never go anywhere from that. You will never grow. True growth is coming from realizing the things that is internal, things that you need to work on, and having someone who really cares about you bring that shit to the table. A lot of people think that, oh, they always saying this about me, it's not true, because you don't believe that shit about yourself. But if you really tap in and you really reflect, understand why they're trying to say that, it doesn't mean that it isn't coming from a place of love. It doesn't mean that they don't see that. You have to be
go ahead.
Forward from that.
Me personally, now, when it comes to a healthy relationship, when it comes to me and him, family or friends, I can say now, and y'all can disagree me or agree with me. I feel like I did a whole 360 within myself, because I did been through a lot. Y'all know that with the last podcast, and I felt like I was just such a toxic person. I was taking it out on my family, my friends, and within myself. I lost close people. I used to push people away to focus on my niggas that wasn't shit.
Right.
And I did lost a close relationship with my cousin for a very long time, because I was choosing ain't shit niggas over, our relationship. And I did kind of believe that, and I knew I was wrong, and I apologize for that. Now with me and my mother, we had a bad relationship, and then what is it, like a year and a half, me and my mother's relationship, I thank God every day that our relationship has gotten better. for the sake of, myself, and for the sake of my daughter, and for the sake of, me and my mom as well. And obviously, like she told you that me being with you, obviously you taught me a lot of stuff. Forgiveness is one of them. Nobody knows that, but you teach me more stuff about the Bible, God himself.
That's good though.
Yeah, he has been doing it. I'm still working on little things.
Everybody is a work in progress.
Yeah.
Work in progress. If you could sit here and say, even an 80-year-old person alive right now still has a flaw on something that they need to work on. Life is all about being a work in progress, but you have to be willing to put in the work and grow and learn. If you don't want to do that, there's nothing. That's when you become a steel person. You'll live a life of misery, being miserable. And that's one of the things. Yeah, you have changed a lot. But what was the main thing I always told you? It wasn't that I, stopped talking to you or didn't want to fuck with you just because you were choosing.
You wanted me to like self-heal myself first before, especially when it came to Daylene, focus on myself first, focus on my daughter before I enter to a new relationship.
My loyalty belongs to you, right? And to your heart and to what you are as a person. And I think that's where a lot of people view me to be a bitch or whatever the case like that. They want to call me a hard ass or whatever the case might be because I say that. Yeah, I do say that. Absolutely. I want the best for everyone that's in my circle. But at the same time, I have to understand that I can't want more for you than you want for yourself. Right. And that was the biggest thing that I wanted you to see is that I can't be out here wanting more help for you and a better life for you than you want for yourself. And I had to step back. And when I stepped back, look what happened. It sucks. It sucks to suck, but sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. And it sucks that you have to be like that with people, period. And
for them to understand. Sometimes you got to do it for them to understand things.
To have an eye opener and
right.
Damn, she was right. I was doing this. I was doing that.
See, I never. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, real quick. I was gonna say like what Emily said, that everybody never stops growing every single day. Mm-hmm. And I could attest to that. You said it don't matter if you're 80 years old. That reminded me of a wise saying that an OG told me. That blew my mind. He was just he said somebody asked him. He said a younger person asked him. He was like, "Hey man, when we get older, are we gonna stop messing up?" You know what the old man said?
No.
I don't know. I'm only 80 years old.
Right.
That hit me. I was just like, it's just like what you just said. The same thing you said. He said that. That's the whole point of it was like, I'm only 80 years old, which means I'm still messing up.
Right. Right.
And that still hit me to this day. He was like, yo, are we going to stop messing up when we get older? He said, I don't know. I'm only 80.
No, because we're human. We're human. We still have personal feelings and we still have, personal views and customs and traditions and all of that stuff that we believe in that alters that kind of doesn't give us an open mind on everything. You know what I'm saying? You can have an open mind, but you still, at the end of the day, this is what you stand by. This is your belief, and this is this. You still have things to work through, things to understand. Everything in the world is constantly changing. Everything in the world. People are glorifying freaking all this toxic
bullshit.
All this toxic bullshit on social media and poly relationships and all of that stuff. Like, not saying if that's what you want to choose, that's fine. That's your life. That's your belief. That's the way that you want to move. But I'm not going to change me wanting to be in a monogamous relationship and believe in marriage and believe in moving forward and having kids and 2-parent household. I'm not going to change that just because social media is telling me that ain't it.
Right.
That's just not it. But that's something that I want. It don't got to be what everybody else
wants. I think we all want that.
In our reality, we all do. We just don't want to deal with the actual trauma and the things that we need to move in our lives in order for us to move forward to get to that place.
A lot of it is also peer pressure. Like you said, the social media, everybody just following a trend and a wave. And they don't want to be left out. I still get looked at crazy when I tell people, yeah, I ain't rocking with that. And they be like, bro, you crazy, what? And I'm like, bro, that's trash. I'm not doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Call me old school all you want to, but I'm not doing that. And I'm not for the change that or follow nobody. follow y'all for nobody. I'm not going to do that. I don't care what y'all say.
A lot of people look at relationships and everything is just supposed to be something that's easy. If it isn't easy, it ain't for me. And it's that couldn't be furthest from the fucking truth, because you actually need somebody in your life who challenges you, who pushes you, who makes you thrive, who looks you in your face and tells you, no, bitch, you are toxic and you need to change this about yourself. You need to do this, you need to grow. That's real unconditional love, when someone is willing to put that mirror in front of your face and let you know, like, this is what's going on. And if in order for us to work and for order us to move forward, this is what needs to be changed. A lot of people can't accept that. They don't like it. They're still people. They still want to be doing the same shit and think that that's going to get them far in life. And it really isn't. It's going to make you lonely and miserable for the rest of your life, because you're not fighting other people, but you also really fighting change within yourself, because it's a fear. It's a fear of wanting to grow. It's a fear of wanting to tackle those demons that you have inside you that you need to, grow. And it's a tackle to tap into your faith. It's a tackle to really trust God to guide you in the way that he needs to guide you for your life. We fight so much of, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. And in our reality, we have no control over anything. The only person that's in power and in control here is God himself. And you stop that when you're trying to control everything. That's one of the lessons I'm learning, because I'm a big control freak. I had my whole life mapped out. By this time, I was supposed to be on baby number 3, and that was it. I was done for. I was supposed to be freaking had a doctorate degree and all of this stuff, but that isn't the path for me. That's not my path. That's not what God intended me to be.
So, real hypothetical, toxic question. We talking about how to make a healthy relationship. Toxic hypothetical question, and y'all give me your opinion on this. Say if she meets my family or whatever. She's already met a couple of them, but she meets my family, right? And like, say, I don't know, like an uncle or something tells her, hey, I'm glad you with my nephew or whatever, but he used to roll like this. He used to act like this, and he used to be like this.
That's jealousy.
Don't try to change him from doing that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to change him from doing that. If he want to do that, let him do that, because that's how he always been. Is toxic or not toxic?
Toxic.
Okay. I was just making sure. Moving on.
That's toxic, because who you were with those other women and what you were doing before that ain't got nothing to do with who you are when you with her and the relationship that y'all built. That ain't got shit with nothing. You could always be. I could be one way with a person and with my ex. I could be one way, and he could come up to the table and say, Emily used to be this. She used to do this to me, and it could be all facts. It could be all facts. And I would look and I'd be like, you are absolutely correct. But that's who I was with you, right? Because you weren't meant for me. Who I am with him is something completely different.
Right.
And that's the whole thing about growing and meeting a person that you want to grow with, and it's real. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm going to be toxic with you and then be toxic with him, toxic, obviously this is just a cycle that isn't happening. Not only do I need to tap into myself, but I need to evaluate who the caliber of men I'm surrounding myself by.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry, real quick. You know the crazy part about all that is, you would think just because they your OG, they wouldn't give that crappy advice, right?
Right.
You would think that much. But hey, my bad. Go ahead, Miguel.
I would just say I was gonna tap onto what you were saying, like how they say that you roll this way. I was gonna say in a sense of how you are as a person, not too much of how you are with women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people change.
That's exactly what I was saying. He was basically, hypothetically, he was naming off toxic shit that I knew she would have a problem with, and he's basically saying don't change that. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying I'm not like a genuine person I am. No, why would he tell her? Why would he even say?
But there's times where, I mean, I changed. I would say in the 2 years that I've been with my woman, but because I guess I changed just because the shit that I used to do was single. It was just single shit. So I mean, I see what you're saying.
Right. So that's basically what I was saying. I was saying, like, he was pointing out toxic shit that I know she would have a problem with.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd be like, no.
So closing out here. So everybody just let everybody know that's watching how, just give them, explain to them, like, how do you know it's toxic? Just if this is one sign, if there's like the one major sign that your relationship is toxic, leave. And then then there's people that want to know how their relationship, if they want to know how is it healthy, just give them a big number one thing. I would say if it's toxic,
I would say don't ignore if you see a red flag,
don't ignore it.
Don't ignore it, because a lot of people tend to ignore the red flags and that's not a big of a deal. I can deal with that. But it's just gonna keep adding, then it's just gonna be too much red flags. You're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to be with you no more. Just don't ignore the red flags. Communicate about it.
Exactly. If you communicate about it and they don't want to change it, they get defensive about it, they don't want to grow from it, then that's when you need to remove yourself from that. Not saying that a person who has a red flag can't change. That's not what we're saying here, because it could, if they want you, if they value you, and they understand the value of your relationship, they will change. But if they don't, you need a bounce.
If they constantly got to keep if you got to constantly keep questioning them and yourself, get out of there. It shouldn't be no question about nothing. Everything should be a sure thing when you're in a relationship and you with somebody that y'all both genuinely care about. If y'all both genuinely care about each other, nothing should be a question. It should be no question marks and nothing. How do you say I love you? You don't say I love you. It's
right.
Not. It's a statement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that should go across the board and everything. If you got to question them or yourself constantly, you're in the wrong place.
Okay. So how do you know how do you know your relationship is healthy? What are like big signs you would be like, damn, like, or compare the two, like,
really?
When you're with someone, obviously we know everyone isn't perfect. No one on this planet is perfect. But when you're with someone who gives you grace, understand that relationships work when you give each other grace. You put your person on a pedestal, you put them up here, you have these expectations, you have these things, which is great, but understand that you're making your own hopes go up here. And if that person does something to disappoint you or that didn't reach those expectations, understand that they are human and people do make mistakes. And again, if they're willing to grow, give them grace. Don't sit here and hover over them and let them know that this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you're supposed to be doing all the time, for the rest of our lives, for 35 years. You are not supposed to slip from this pedestal. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Each other grace, forgiveness, and understand that you messed up. I understand I hurt your feelings. I understand that this isn't what you expect from me, what you want from me. I'm working very hard to change that about myself. It isn't something that is going to happen overnight. It isn't something that is going to be that. You can't expect someone to say, don't have your, I don't know whatever example, don't do this and expect them to roll over tomorrow and just change that shit about themselves. It's not that. You have to give each other grace.
I would just say, yeah, I guess it would just, I think you kind of hit on the spot. If you're able to sit down without fighting and having a serious just have a serious conversation about how to get better as a couple and how to get better as two individuals, because you guys, even if you guys are together, but you guys have two separate lives. So if you guys are able to sit down and have a peaceful conversation about
and listen to each other, because a lot of people don't listen. It goes in
comprehend.
One ear. People listen to respond, not listen to understand. When you listen to understand someone, that's when you're able to put yourself. Sometimes you need to take yourself out of your own body and put yourself in their shoes. If this is how you would have responded. A lot of people miss out on, they pay attention and they focus more on the response to the response of somebody based off what are the actions that led them to that response, what is happening. A lot of people want to sit there and just point fingers. It's you're doing this, and it's you're doing that, and you're doing this, and that's not even really the problem. You need to figure out what the real issue is, what is the problem, and move forward from there.
You've been doing that.
I would say pray together. I say pray for everything, any and everything at all times. It ain't always just waiting till you about to go to bed and then get on your knees. No Diddy. What I was, I feel like you should pray without ceasing. Be at your station and just say a quick prayer. I pray for my relationship. I pray for her, him. I pray everything is all good. I pray everything is all well. I don't know what's in my future, but you know what I'm saying? I don't have one without this person. So just keep praying that it all work out. And even if stuff do go bad, pray that it turns for the better. Just prayer. That's it.
And it isn't just relationships wise. You pray for your relationships with your family, pray for your relationship with your friends. You should just pray for every relationship that you value and that you hold dearly in your heart. And if it's for you, if it isn't for you, it'll be removed.
I think that's the first thing I do. Like when I pray, I'll be like, Heavenly Father, please pray over my family. That's the first thing I say. Pray over my family, please.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the main one right there.
Right. And I pray for all the people who got Diddy.
We're ending it right here. That's how we're gonna end this shit. Too funny, too serious. We're out.
Hey,
I pray.
You want to get Diddy?
I pray
Make sure there's no diddler in your neighborhood.
I got you.
And we're gonna fucking end that for real.
And we're out.
Wow.
Leave it up to those two to always fuck up some shit. Deuces, y'all.
2.5.